So if you've ever played the Hunter Call of the Wild, chances are in your Call of the Wild career you have needed cash. And cash can sometimes be a very, very difficult thing to acquire. There's a lot of different ways to make cash here in the Hunter Call of the Wild, and as of right now, there's one best method. And that is what we call the coast method over in Emerald's Coast. Essentially, you set the time to 1700, run from the top to the bottom, or the bottom to the top, whatever you choose, and blow every single crocodile you see clean off the face of the earth. Now, while this does work with Intsuyu, the brand new PERU map here in the Hunter Call of the Wild, there's actually a new, better paying method, and there is several ways to execute this method. Whether that's running during the day and hunting capybaras in Cayman, or running at night hunting jaguars in Cayman. We're going to cover absolutely everything today, go over a ton of different tips and tricks, and ultimately, I'm going to show you guys the best unlimited money and XP method here in the Hunter Call of the Wild. This method can be done an infinite amount. Hunting pressure almost does nothing on this coast here. It quite literally can be repeated an infinite amount of times and generate you tens of millions of dollars. So without further ado, guys, wasting no more of your time, let's go ahead and dive right into it. Okay, so obviously this method is going to require you to have Intsuyu, which is the brand new PERU map. The very first thing that I would suggest that you want to do if you completely and totally need money and you really don't have the option to hunt anywhere else, first thing you should do is go unlock this outpost that's at the very bottom of the coast. The furthest one down. If you want, you can place a tent further down, but it does get really, really thick after about this point here. So I always just start from this outpost here and call that the bottom. You can use a quad to drive over there. You can hunt your way over there. I think you start up here in the upper left, so you might need to zigzag your way through some roads over to there, but eventually you'll make it to this outpost. Very, very simple to get to. A road will take you there from pretty much anywhere on the map. And once you get there, let's go ahead and get your loadout all squared away. So obviously our target species in this particular method is going to be the caiman. While there is tons of other species that we're going to be shooting in this method, the caiman is priority A as they are going to pay the most and there's pretty much the most of them. Caiman are actually going to be a lot easier to shoot than the crocodiles or the gators over in Mississippi. But still, I would strongly suggest that you bring with you a weapon like the Belgrita 375 or maybe even the new 500 if you can. This weapon right here, the Richardson 500. This gun might be a little bit overkill, but honestly, I enjoy the excessive recoil on it. It gives it a little bit of a challenge, and it's just so sick, dude. It's like a 50 cal is pretty much what it is. Such a beautiful, beautiful gun. Overall, the best choice is going to be something like the 375 or the 300 Magnum. For the Caimans, I like bolt actions because I feel like they're the smoothest for neck shots. I don't know, just something about them. And we're going to talk about where we're going to be shooting them here in a little bit. Bring with you the Frost 257. You can use this for like capybara, any of those class 2 to 7 species that may walk out. It's just nice to have in your inventory. The 303 for those tapir, because tapir can also be found on the coast, and you can technically shoot a capybara with this. So it is a little bit overkill if you want to take them down a little bit faster. And then obviously the 22 mag for cinnamon teal and greater Grayson, which I believe both can be on the coast. I just carry this full loadout with me. It works absolutely amazing. I have everything I need in my loadout. Pretty much absolutely nothing to worry about. I carry all my ammo on me, and typically I will be using the Odin, which is from the Scopes and Crosshairs DLC, Doggy Biscuits, First Aid Kit, and the OG binos as always because they zoom way farther than the Apex View binos. And that is literally my loadout. If you want, you can bring with you some tents, just to place them in convenient areas, but it is not necessary by any means for this Great One grind, as I'm assuming, or not Great One grind, for this grind, excuse me, that's a habit, because I'm assuming you guys probably need money, so you might not have any extra tents that are 16k each laying around. From this point, you now get to do some experimentation, and look at that, we already have cinnamon teal up here. If I was more quiet, they probably would have stayed in the water. You now get to do some experimentation, so you actually have a lot of options. You can hunt at kind of this 10 o'clock in the morning range, and you'll find capybaras out here. Pretty much, I'm pretty sure any time during the morning you'll find capybaras out here. Look how diverse that is. 17 to 20, 7 to 10. I mean, you could set it to 8 a.m. and you could find capybaras and whatnot out here. But different times of the day will grant you different species. Quite obviously, during the daylight, capybaras will be out here. Now, if you were to set it to like jaguar time, which we will here in a minute, I want to shoot one of these capybaras. You're going to find tapir. You're going to find jaguars, obviously. And no matter what, at all of these times, you're always going to find caiman. Just take note of that. Shoot, I might not be able to get this capybara. Nope, I hit the water. Wow, that's unfortunate. At all of these different times, you're going to be able to find caiman. And like I said here a minute ago, caiman are going to be your target species. And you want to be taking neck shots. Like right there if you can. I did miss that neck shot, so not a good example. How about right there? I done missed it again. Right there, a little bit farther back. Bro, try to get him perfectly broadside before you try to neck shot him. Come on. Okay, there's another one up here. Maybe this will be a better example. And essentially, you're just going to treat these things the exact same way that you would. There we go. I think that was one. Treat them the exact same way that you would as if you were on the Emerald Coast and doing the coast method for the crocs. The only difference is these caimans actually pay more than the crocodiles, I do believe. A level 6 will pay you like $1,500 after you already have, you know, harvest check bonus, consecutive harvest bonus from shooting several other animals. A level 6 will pay you an insane amount. Now, I shot this 7 here like 10 times, and apparently every single time I actually managed to miss the next shot because I'm Squid, and I still got $800 out of it. Like, I messed that up so many times in a row. Mind you, the head and skull and whatnot is their trophy organs, so yeah. At least I think it is. It might be length. And now this other one wants to kill me. And essentially just run down the coast. If you want, you can jump from outpost to outpost, as they are in quite convenient areas on this map, and just shoot absolutely every single caiman that you see. If you're hunting them at night, it'll actually be their feed time over their rest time, I do believe. We're going to set it to jaguar time and do some experimenting here in a couple minutes, as the caimans don't actually spook the jaguars. It's amazing. If you set it to their nighttime, I think they'll be feeding, so you can actually place down some carcass feeders if you have some. I think they give you one when you buy the DLC, so hey man, even one can help out. It might attract several, you never know. I'm pretty sure I had like 3 of this thing feeding once. If not, there was a lot in the area, and they kind of bask up on the shore when they're feeding. To maximize the amount of money that you're going to make, you want to make sure you're using the proper weapon. Again, I would suggest the 375. This is my go-to for crocs and caiman. And take those neck shots, because the neck shots, when taken properly, will actually drop them. They are easier to shoot than the crocodiles and gators. It's just not smart to take a 75-meter neck shot quartering away from you, as you have to literally punch through steel. It's pretty much what it feels like when shooting these caimans. When shooting any reptile in the game, you literally have to punch through steel. I have some friends that have made like 90 to 100 and some $1,000 an hour just experimenting with this method. We're still yet to find the best time. In my opinion, I'm going to tell you right now, the best time is going to be 2300. It's just going to be, because you're going to be finding tapir, you're going to be finding jaguars, and you're going to be finding caiman. All 3 of those species pay a ridiculous amount of money, an unhealthy amount of money. Especially the jaguars. If you make sure you bring a good ethical gun for jags on you, even if you only find 4 or 5 per rotation, that can be $6,000 right there. 6K is 6K, man. Now, at this particular time of night, the only switch that I'm making to my loadout is I'm going to be putting in the night vision binos. And then I'll typically turn my light off when I'm spotting, otherwise I have it on to look for zones. As you can see, we actually have some capybara down here. I'm assuming they're leaving their zone, either that or they might actually be resting down here right now. Guys, you might have some capybara to shoot too. Just bring your whole loadout with you. Like I said, the only thing I switch is these binos. Yeah, I'm guessing they were leaving their zone. They're all up in the woods here. That's okay. Hey, you might actually catch capybara leaving their zone. Just keep your eye out for that. But yeah, as soon as I heard that the caimans pay more than the crocodiles, I was like, dude, no freaking shot. Because honestly, I don't know what it is about this map, but it feels like it's more condensed on the coast. I feel like they're either A, closer together, or maybe the coast doesn't look like it, but maybe it is literally smaller than the Emerald Coast. I don't know, but I'll tell you what, this method just feels so much more organized and put together. They're essentially just the exact same thing, but I think it's just because the areas are so dense in this map, so condensed together is the word I'm looking for. See, there goes some greater Grayson. If Squid had more patience, I could have shot that. Got some caiman out here, traveling to somewhere. Should actually be able to get that out of the water. They kind of swim with their head out, especially, now he's going down to the bottom. Okay. The way to do it at this time of night is to just kind of slowly walk along, and they'll go aggressive and come out and try to kill you. That's a really, really good way to do it. Now, another thing, if you're not finding any jaguars on your upper coast here, or the bottom coast at all, I would suggest that you check your home ranges. The home ranges are these bottom 1, 2, 3, 4 lakes here, I do believe, and then the coast. And then all the lakes that I have tents at up here, this little chunk of the bottom river, and then this whole right-hand coast. A lot of people might not have jags on their coast right off the bat, so you need to go into your home range here and shoot them out, and they should jump out to the coast eventually. And then you'll be able to shoot them. Otherwise, making these lakes a part of your main rotation or whatever for doing this money method is not a bad idea whatsoever. You can literally start at this outpost here, run to these 2 lakes here, go to this outpost at these 2 lakes, add all these locations on. You don't only need to hunt the coast for this method, but I think the coast will be the most consistent. Just hunt jags in general, I guess is what I'm trying to say. They pay so good, man. So at the end of the day, the absolute best times that I would suggest for you to be hunting the coast for this unlimited money and XP method is going to be from 8:30 until 12:30, from 14 until 17, from 17 until 20, and from 23 to 0. All of those time ranges are absolutely perfect for this method. You're going to find all different types of animals here. The coast is an absolute hot spot for here in Peru, guys. I hope you guys do in fact enjoy it, and I'm very happy that I was able to share this method with you guys here today. Thank you guys all so much for watching. As a 16-year-old content creator trying to reach 50,000 subscribers by the end of 2026, reaching 40k this early off is so freaking much appreciated, man. And if we can reach 50,000 subscribers before deer season, my manager Matthew will dump a bucket of ice cold water on his head in the middle of January this year. And that's if we reach one other specific goal of 10,000 members in the Discord server. We just broke 8. I'm pretty sure we're going to break 10 either way. So at this point, it's a matter of when Matthew's dumping the bucket of ice cold water on his head. And I think we're going to make him do it in the middle of January. So yeah, that's going to be interesting. So without further ado, guys, as always, thank you guys so much for watching. My name is Squid, you're watching Squidster Gaming, and we'll catch you guys in the next banger. Peace out, my gamers.